So I'm going to the beach. You gotta see this view. Oh my goodness. Look at this. That's Washington over there. We're taking the Oregon side up. Soaking in the view and the sunshine. We took the ferry. There's a ferry that goes across the river from Kathleen to Westport. Run down to Oregon, Astoria, and there's a market on Sundays. And then we'll run to the beach after that, either Seaside or Cannon Beach. So that's what we're doing. Talk to you later.
That's Anne-Marie in July 2023, 8 months before she died. She's on a ferry crossing the Columbia River with her friend, heading to the Oregon coast for the Sunday market and a beach day. You can hear the sun in her voice. I'm Jenny Skoog. This is Sister Songs. By the time Anne-Marie sent me that message, she'd been living in Longview, Washington for more than a decade. She had Steve and Mitzi the cat. She was living in a little house in the country with a tree grove in the yard and wild blackberries out back. She had friends who took her to the beach on sunny Sundays. My sister had found peace. But it took her a long time to get there, and the road, well, let's just say it wasn't a straight line. In music, a variation is when you take a theme and repeat it, but it changes. Using the same melody underneath, the texture changes on top. The song gets faster or slower. It goes from major to minor, say, ornamented or stripped bare to its essence. Anne-Marie's 20s and 30s were variations on a theme. The theme was escape. The melody was always the same. Get out, start over, find freedom. But the key kept changing. And somehow, she kept ending up back where she started. In 1994, when Anne-Marie was 20, she applied for a scholarship through the Lestadian Lutheran Church. It was a study abroad program at a folk school called Reisjärvi Christian College in Finland. The church subsidized it. She flew across the ocean and lived in Finland for a year. While she was there, she took basket weaving classes, made friends, and learned to speak the language fluently. She played the pipe organ and lit candles on graves at Christmas and crossed over into Estonia for adventure. She attended Finnish summer services with Mom and Dad, the only overseas trip they ever took. She came home with a diploma in international studies and stories I never fully heard. I don't really know what that year was like for her, mostly because I was so caught up in my own life. I was busy attending community college courses during my senior year of high school and going through my own personal tumult. So when she came home, things had changed for both of us. She had fallen in love and then experienced her first heartbreak. I had been raped. We talked around the edges about what happened to each of us, but I think we both were trying to protect the other from the pain. But when we talked about our faith, it was usually to criticize it, to compare notes on what we were trying to shed. Neither of us treated the religion as a gift. It was more like a coat that didn't fit, one we kept trying to shrug off. I think the religion's goal was to help solidify the faith in its scholars. But I think she took the scholarship for the adventure, plain and simple, a chance to be somewhere else. Someone else, maybe. A few years later, Anne-Marie was living in Minneapolis and working in customer service at a tech company called Digital River. She loved her job and soon earned a promotion to team lead. She was good at it, too. People liked her. She could do the work. Around 2000, she met a Hungarian guy named Alex, who became her first live-in boyfriend. I have a photo of them together from that time, and the thing that strikes me is how much they looked alike. Same complexion, the same softness in their faces. They matched each other in silliness and quietness both. Always polite, always kind, always respectful of each other and everyone around them. Sweet, the two of them. Alex and Anne-Marie broke up eventually. I think Mom's pressure got to her. The late-night phone calls, the constant reminders that they were living in sin. The fact that Alex couldn't come to family holidays because they weren't married. Anne-Marie was caught between two worlds, and I think Alex just wanted a normal relationship. I don't blame him for walking away, but it broke something in her. After that, she moved into an apartment by herself. She repented back into the church, resumed her organist duties, got laid off from Digital River with a severance package. And then, this is so Anne-Marie, she went to Africa. She'd met a man from West Africa, I think Togo or Ghana, and she flew there to visit him, told nobody about her plans. She had a private driver. She visited the door of no return. She came back wearing a daishiki to summer services that year, and I would have paid money to see the looks on people's faces. That was my sister. Even when her life was falling apart, she was living it fully, recklessly, on her own terms. After Africa, she got a job at Target Corporate. Customer service again. She was good at it. Employee of the month more than once. She met a guy who loved reggae, and suddenly Anne-Marie loved reggae too. She bought a keyboard and started renting piano rooms by the hour in Minneapolis, playing for hours when she wasn't working. We'd meet up and rollerblade around the lakes in the summer or do laps inside the Metrodome when it was cold. These are some of my favorite memories of her from that time. Just the two of us circling, talking, and catching our breath. It was during this time that I was going through my own rough patch. I had left the faith and was sleeping in my car for a while. Anne-Marie was horrified. She took me in without hesitation. That's just who she was. The same sister who couldn't hold her own life together would drop everything to hold mine. But Mom was always there, and whenever Mom got under her skin, like really got to her, Anne-Marie would have a moment of weakness. She'd repent, go back to the church, put on a hairnet and serve in the kitchen, sit at the organ again. And then she'd leave. And then she'd come back. And then she'd leave again. I've struggled to talk about her life during this time. Anne-Marie was fiercely protective of her privacy, and even now, I want to honor that. I'm not going to spill her business, but what I'll say is this. The years between Minneapolis and New York were complicated. She was searching for something, stability or freedom or herself. And the faith she was raised in kept pulling her back, even when she didn't want it to. By 2010, she was living with Mom and Dad again, I think. Honestly, it's foggy. I was living my own life in New York by then, building a fitness business and preparing to get married. I wasn't tracking her every move. But I know she needed a fresh start, so I offered her one. Six weeks after I married my ex-husband, Anne-Marie moved in with us. We were living in Harlem then, on West 132nd Street. We thought we could help give her a fresh start, help her find a job, get an apartment, build a life in New York City near us. We realized our mistake in the first week. She met a friend on the subway and didn't come back that night. Didn't call, just vanished, then reappeared like it was nothing. We had been up all night wondering if she was dead. My husband and I just looked at each other. We were newlyweds. We didn't know what we'd signed up for. We got her a job. She got fired. We bought her a plane ticket back to Minnesota. And then, this is the part I still think about. She got to the airport and she couldn't do it. She had a panic attack and turned around, came back to our apartment. She wanted to try again. The morning after she came back, I found an email in my inbox. She'd written it at 9:51 a.m. to me and my ex-husband both. The subject line was just her plan. She'd seen the $50 we left on the toaster for her cab to the airport, and she wrote, "I thought that $50 could do a lot more than just a taxi cab ride. I could not get in that cab nor get on that airplane with my lame-ass plan." What followed was the most Anne-Marie document I've ever read. A list, a manifesto, a desperate, hopeful, heartbreaking plan to make it work this time. She was going to get a second job. She was going to do yoga every day. She mentioned the book on the chair, poses for each day of the week. She was going to run along the Hudson, and by spring she'd be proud to say she'd survived the winter in New York. She was going to find a piano, an organ, somewhere to play so she had an outlet for stress. She wrote, "I am going to make it. I am confident that I can do this." Then she asked my ex-husband for a workout session, just once, a kick-ass workout with her brother-in-law as her trainer. She wanted that before anything else. And at the end, she wrote, "Please let me know your thoughts." I don't remember what we said. I don't remember if my ex ever gave her that workout. What I remember is the feeling of that time, the worry, the exhaustion, and the slow realization that love wasn't enough. We couldn't fix her. She would have to find her own way, and we couldn't walk it for her. She went back to Minnesota eventually. She always went back. Here's what I've come to understand. The problem was never capability. She could do things. She could hold down jobs, earn Employee of the Month, get promoted, charm her coworkers, impress her bosses. She could play piano without sheet music, learn a new city's subway system, write a resume that sounded exactly like who you wanted to hire. The problem was that something always broke. I don't know how to name it without reducing her to a diagnosis, so I'll just say something in her was fragile in a way that mine wasn't. And the world kept finding the fracture lines. Two years after she left New York, I got an email from her, October 2012, a year to the day after I'd put her on a plane. She wrote, "Life is really, really good now, and I'm right where I want to be, and I'm happy. I got the break you were looking for." She'd celebrated the anniversary with a frozen mango margarita and a shrimp and rice meal. "We are friends forever," she wrote. "I miss you." But even then, things weren't simple. A few weeks later, we tried to make plans to see each other, and the emails went sideways fast. She wrote, "Who is my real family? Who will be my friend and not mom's puppet?" She wrote, "I have been through enough shit. I have enough stories to write a book that everyone would believe to be fiction when it's all fact." She asked me if I was fishing for mom, if I was giving mom information about her. She wanted to know if she could trust me. I told her I wasn't going to fight over email, that it made me sad that she was so suspicious of me, that I'd tell mom she was alive because mom loved her and thought about her. She wrote back, "I hope I can trust you to keep any information you know or find out about me private and between us, as it will help me and is necessary in my healing process." That was the thing about those years. We'd get close. Then something would break. Mom was always in the middle, pulling strings, passing information, trying to manage us both. And Anne-Marie felt it more than I did, because Anne-Marie was the one who'd been hurt the most. We were circling each other from a distance, sending emails that got tender, then sharp, then silent. Two sisters who loved each other and couldn't figure out how to land. But she was building something quietly, away from all of us. In January 2013, she sent me an email with the subject line, "My dream job." She'd found a Craigslist ad for a piano teaching seminar, 6 weeks of free training at a music conservatory, a chance to teach what she'd been doing since she was 3. "Check this out," she wrote. "I responded to an ad yesterday on Craigslist and already got word and invited in for a 6-week seminar on how to learn and teach piano. Yay!" She was reaching for the music again, not the church's music this time. Her own.
And then we'll run to the beach after that, either Seaside or Cannon Beach. So that's what we're doing.
That's where she ended up. Ferries across the Columbia, beach days with friends, a life that finally was hers. It just took her 20 years of variations to get there. If this story is resonating with you, I write about faith, family, and leaving Lestadianism on my Substack. You can find me at jennyskoog.substack.com. Next week on Sister Songs, the silence between us. 4 years of not talking, and a secret wedding I heard about through the grapevine.